the first question, what comes to mind when you think about growing up in Pratt City?
Well, it's the only place we had to live. Everything was so segregated during that time. You just had to live wherever you could. So we didn't have no problem living there. So we knew. We grew up there. I grew up there from the time I was maybe 5 until I was 18. So it was a life. It was just a place to be.
What did you love to do as a kid before high school?
Before high school, well, we used to play marbles. We played competitive marbles. Played keep'ems, as they call them nowadays. Played keep'ems, and we played baseball, football in season, different things of that nature, and rode our bikes. Those of us that had bikes.
Were you any good in any of them?
I was
Marbles?
good. I was fair. I won't say that I was good. I was fair. I didn't ever accumulate enough to build a treasure. I have buried treasure like some of the guys did, but I was fair. I kept a fair supply.
Who was a good friend to you before high school?
Just the neighborhood boys. One by the name of James Monroe. That was my ace Boone Coon, as they used to call us. So that was my guy.
What did you love to do in high school?
Well, that was nothing for me to do. I was an asthmatic, so I did not play athletics or anything of that nature. So the only thing I did was just go to school and come home. Until maybe about the 10th grade, I had a brother that worked on it. It drove an ice truck. So I used to ride with him and help him deliver ice on his truck.
What kind of student were you, would you say?
C student. I was never an A or B. I was always a C student. Never below a C.
All right. Were there any? What do you remember most about your teenage years?
Teenage years, just being happy go lucky. I had good parents, and I always wanted to make my parents happy, so I never got in any trouble or anything. So I always strive to be what they expected of me.
What do you remember most about your mom?
But my mom, oh, she get that ass. she get that ass in a minute. Now, she was not spared a rod. Speaking of sparing rods, sparing rod and saving the child, she didn't believe in that. She believed in putting a rod to you, shoe, iron cord, whatever she could get her hands on, they come to your butt.
Would you say you were a good kid or middle of the road? What got you in most trouble?
I didn't get in any trouble when I was a kid. I strived to be, not to let it get caught doing anything wrong. So I was, for the most part, a good kid.
What was the most important thing to your mom?
Being respectful, growing up, going to church, doing what she said do, not say as old folks, because she had warned us that at that time, your neighbors could whoop you behind if you did something wrong, and they come home and tell your parents, and your parents whoop you again. So I tried to stay away from them 2 whippings.
What do you remember most about your dad?
Oh, he was a good guy. I loved him. I loved him to death. He made me mad only one time that I can remember. I did something that displeased him, and he goes, "They're gonna whip me." He put me over his knee and spanked me on the behind about 2 times with his hand. Made me mad as hell, but I couldn't do nothing about it.
What made him special?
He was an overall good guy. Never heard anything bad about him, and he was a little softy, because he was saying he gonna take my mom shopping. I was a big crybaby at the time, and if he said he gonna take her shopping, that meant I wasn't supposed to go. I wasn't supposed to get anything. But I'd cry, and they'd take me with them, and they wind up buying me a little something anyway to keep me happy.
So were you spoiled?
Was I what?
Spoiled?
I wouldn't say that I was spoiled, but I knew my place.
What was most important to your dad?
Just seeing me grow up and stay neat. He was a neat freak, cause he didn't want me having no dirty clothes, no all patched up clothes. So he would buy me what I needed, and mom saw that I kept him clean, and that kept him happy.
So were you the cleanest kid on the block?
No, all the kids we were in a competition. We were in a competition when we got big enough to realize that other people were looking at us. We everybody tried to be on their best behavior when they was out from around the parents.
If you had a message for your grandchildren, what do you think it would
Be what you need to be, do what you're supposed to do, and you will have no problem out of your parents.
We can get back to that. All right. How did you meet your wife and know that she was the one?
Oh, well, I was about 17 at the time, I think. Maybe a little younger. Well, we went to schools on South Prairie, a little school on the hill. And they had an embankment on the side of the school. And by this time, we all had bikes. And boys being show-offs used to ride down the hill. It's almost just a straight downhill. But we show off riding our bikes down the hill. One day she came up, that was the playground also. One day she came up to the playground, and she was with a couple of cousins of mine, and they introduced me. And I said to myself, now, that's a girl I like. So we started kind of talking a little bit, and eventually we started talking. We didn't know nothing about no dating as such, but we talked occasionally.
How did you propose?
I guess we got together a few times, and when I proposed, we already had a kid. So we asked her if she would marry me, and she said she would. So we went to the courthouse and got married.
Who were the witnesses?
What?
Who were your witnesses? Did y'all have any?
Oh, my brother took me. My oldest brother, which was really my stepbrother, because I was an adopted child, and my mother had already had a child, so the one that was driving ice truck, he took us to the courthouse, and we got married.
How much age difference was there between you and your stepbrother?
I don't know, maybe he was grown. I guess he must have been, maybe 10 years or so.
What was his name?
Abraham Daniels, my mother's maiden name.
How did you choose your career? We're going to make forward your career. That's where you spend most of your work life, right?
Yeah, well, I was born and raised in Birmingham. I got married in 1953, finished school in 45. Worked around Birmingham, did various jobs. Got married in 1948, and worked at U.S. Pipe, various jobs. And job market got bad in Birmingham, so I had an uncle, my natural mother's brother, and he had gone to Cleveland and found a job. So after I got laid off at U.S. Pipe, I wrote him, and he said that if I come to Cleveland, he could get me a job at Ford.
How soon after that did you send for your family?
I got there in May, and I think I sent for them, must have been October, November.
What made you successful at Ford?
Doing what they said do. Needing the money and always needing it, looking for a place to stay, because at that time, if you had kids, nobody wanted to rent to you. Living conditions and accommodation were hard to find, and I had two kids at that time, so it was difficult to move around.
Tell us Now, Curtis was a house or an apartment?
Curtis was a 5 apartment building. That's where we grew up and had our other kids. And it was a 5 family, and we stayed there until I got able to buy a house,
What took you to 753?
which was 753.
How did you find that, and what made you know that was the house for you?
Well, the person that owned the property at Curtis was a realtor, and they took us around showing us different places, and we chose 753. Excuse me?
You good?
Yeah.
What do you believe about yourself that helped you become successful in dealing with hard times?
Dealing with hard times. Well, you have to make the most out of a bad situation. We never complained. You had to take the bitter with the sweet. So if it was bitter, you took it and appreciated sweet more.
Tell us about a hard time. What was a tough time for you?
Tough times were when you didn't have very much. You know, you laid off from work, and the little compensation you was getting was not a lot. The reason I'm in the shape I'm in now is because I was smoking then, and I thought I was grown, so I started smoking around 18. And at this time, you just had the food ration, clothes were ration, shoes were ration, everything was ration. So if you didn't have a big family, you couldn't get but one pair of shoes, I think, a year. Maybe one, maybe two, I'm not sure. But I had my adopted parents' mother, the mother of my adoption, had a sister who had 6 children, and we'd all get shoe stamps. They would all get shoe stamps. Of course, I was able to use my daddy's stamp because he wasn't a fancy dresser, and Mom wasn't either, so I was able to get 2 or 3 pairs of shoes a year because of my stamp and their stamps. But growing up wasn't too bad. I was able to pick up a few coins, shiny shoes for the neighborhood, and probably 10 cents a shine. And I had my little shoe shine box, and I did well.
By yourself, or you had some partners?
Just spending by myself, just spending the little money that I made, maybe $1 every now and then.
Name 3 events that shaped your life.
Church, family, and job.
In more detail, why church?
Church was for the foundation, and I would learn to go to church and appreciate church at an early age, because we lived right down the hill from church, so there was no excuse for not going. I joined at an early age, and so I was raised up in the church. Mama and they would send me to church every Sunday, and I would go. And then another thing about church, my future wife went to church, so we went to church sometime in another church to visit where the girls were. But mostly we went to church because of insistence by the parents.
Next one was family.
Excuse me?
3, there was church, family.
Yeah, family, you learn to love family by example. When people show love to you, 9 times out of 10 you retaliate or reciprocate and show love back to them. So that was my learning about love. And I like them so much that I would do anything in the world to try to make them happy. So I guess that's an expression of love.
Job.
God.
Third one was job.
Oh, well, God, when you learn at an early age that God is.
Job. But go
Oh,
on
job.
Go on with God, please.
Oh, when you learn at an early age that God is everything, and without Him there would be nothing. I would be nothing. The world would be nothing. But then the job, I misunderstood you. job is what provides the tools of life and success. I realized that my kids, after I got older, my kids used to ask me, why you want to go to work all the time? I said, because they pay. You don't work, you don't get paid. If you don't get paid, you can't eat. So I went to work every day that I'm supposed to work. I never called off sick. I never laid off because I just didn't feel like going. And I knew that if I went to work, I would get paid at the end of the week, whatever the pay period was. And I didn't have to worry about my money being short or anything of that nature. And that made me happy.
What do you remember about Cheryl being born?
Well, Cheryl was born, like I said, Cheryl was born out of wedlock. I'm not ashamed to say it. It's thing that's happened in a lifetime. So I guess that was one of the reasons. I didn't know she was born because at the time I had migrated to Chicago. And Lily had gone off to school, and then I found out about it through the mail. And I didn't come back until she was born in March. I guess I came back sometime it was just a little bit after that. Maybe it had to be after that because she was already born when I came back to Birmingham. But I went over to see her. They were living in a new area, so I went to see her. And Lily and I talked. And I saw her a few more times and acknowledged that, I was told her before we got pregnant that I would do the right thing. So after she was born, I decided, well, you say you're going to do the right thing? Ask her to marry you. So I asked her to marry me. She said she would, and I went and talked to her father. And he said, okay. So we got married.
What do you remember about Joyce being born?
Joyce was born at a time when things weren't good in the work area. I was working at U.S. Pipe and got laid off just before Joyce was born. But I was fortunate enough to be able to get her into the hospital, get Lily into the hospital and have her born in the hospital. And Cheryl was a little chubby girl. Everybody loved Cheryl. Nobody loved Joyce. Joyce was tall, long, and skinny. But the only thing she had going for her was hair. She had plenty of hair. And Cheryl didn't have no hair. But everybody in the family loved Cheryl. She was a little chubby girl. And nobody cared too much for Joyce. So my not working, I used to come home and lay down in the middle of the floor after I looked for a job and put Joyce on my chest. And we became very, very close.
What do you think about Cleveland?
Well, Cleveland Jr. was born. He did not survive again. I was laid off again. He was born in the hospital, and we went to see him. I went to see him a few days, but he didn't survive. But 3 or 4 days, and he died. So other than that, that's about all I can say about him. In 1953. Carrie was born in Cleveland in 1954. So it looks like I couldn't wait to get here to make another boy. Because I had them 2 girls and they needed a brother or something. So we got busy and made Carrie. It looked like I was glad they came to Cleveland. So because he was born in August 54. Jeff was born 2 years later, about a week apart in dates. So he was born in July 6th. One born August 30th, another one born July the 6th. Jeff was born 2 years later than Carrie.
Anything significant about any of those births?
Well, We were trying to use, after Carrie was born, we were trying to use birth control. And Lily said, Jeff's so damn smart, he came through the birth control. So maybe that's why he's so smart.
And what do you know about Cynthia being born?
Well, Cynthia was strictly a love child. We was living in Cleveland. We used to go to Birmingham every year, sometimes twice a year to visit, because she still had parents living in Birmingham. So we would come down every two, maybe a couple of times a year, drive down, kids and all. And we had some very good friends, Dwight and Dolores Burgess. Dolores and I grew up together. Well, all three of us grew up together. And Dolores went off to school and met her future husband, Dwight Burgess. And when we come to Cleveland, we make our business get over to see them. And Dwight, being an islander from Bermuda, had a special drink that he would make for us called Cockspur. So we went over to his house one night, and we made drinks. And we had dinner and drinks. And I think we got a little tipsy and went home and made Cynthia. So I called her my Cockspur baby, my love child.
What? Okay. I'll get reading.
So,
what scared you about being a parent?
I was just scared more of being a parent. It didn't really bother me until my kids got to be teenagers, especially the boys. It grew up at a time when black people were kind of depressed, oppressed. They were oppressed, and they were trying to make a move toward equality. So they had organizations, the Black Panthers, the Black Nationalists, and they were recruiting young black guys. And I had two boys that were of the age that they wanted. So I was trying to tell them, and all I could do is try to keep them safe, keep them from getting pulled into these organizations. So I told them both, now, I'm going to do what I can for you. And they would take care of driving. He was 16, and so when he started, they both taking he took driver's ed. So after he got his license, I told him, now, I'm not going to buy you no car, but you can drive my car. At that time, we had two cars. So his mother had a car, and I had a car. So I told him, you can drive either car. You can drive your mother's car most of the cars. I'm at work, and I don't know how long I'm going to work. So we let him drive his mother's car. During that time, the boys were in them Big Apple hats. And the police would stop them, and they just harass them, whatever they needed to do to get them aggravated. So I told him, now, if the police stop you, give them their property, because they want to be told yes sir and no sir. You do that. It's not going to hurt you. Once you get out of that side, you can call them anything you want to, as long as you're out of earshot. I said, now, if you sass them, they might do something to you. I said, I can get you out of jail, but I can't get you out of hell. So you listen to what they say, do what they tell you to do, and there's no problem. So you get it. I'm going to do anything I can for you. I'm going to give you everything you need and some of the things you want. And it's the best a parent can do.
When you think about Cheryl, how would you describe her?
Who?
Cheryl, how would you describe her as once she reached age, once she grew up?
Well,
How would you describe her?
when Cheryl became an adult, Cheryl was very ambitious. Cheryl got a job after school. She was on the work studies program. Cheryl was an overall good child. As they said in the Bible, when Jesus got baptized, God said, "This is my beloved child, son, who I'm well pleased." And so I was well pleased with Cheryl.
Once Joyce became an adult, how would you describe her?
Joyce was a go-getter, more or less. I don't mean go-getter in the word that she was ambitious to run out and get jobs and stuff. But Joyce was a more or less social kind of person. She was okay. She was no problem. And as soon as she got able to get a job, she got jobs. It was all my kids that work study except Jeff. Jeff said he was an athlete. So we'll leave that at that.
Once Carrie became of age,
Carrie got a job, work study, and he was always a nice looking guy in the eyes of the girls. So a lot of girls liked him, and he thought he was somebody special. And I guess he was to somebody. But he was my guy. Every man likes to think his son is the cat's meow.
you mentioned Jeff. How would you describe him once he became of age?
Jeff was a go-getter. He was very athletic. He had a hard time, so we kind of petted him along when he had his accident. I guess he must have been 7 or 8 when he had an accident. He got hit by a car. And in this particular accident, 2 or 3 of his friends and school partners got killed. And he suffered a broken leg, spleen, ruptured spleen, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But luckily I was working afternoon shift, so I would stay with him till the kids come home from school. And then his mom would come home. So he was in almost a full body cast. So we got along well because he couldn't do too much.
What do you remember about that day?
What?
What do you remember about that day?
The day that Jeff got hurt, somebody called my job. They called the job where I work. I was working at Ford. And they just called me in the office, told me I needed to get home right away. There's been some problem. When I got on the way home, I realized, I heard it on the news that there's been an accident at Charles Lake School, about right by Charles Lake School. I said, oh shit, wonder what Jefferson did. And when they was talking about a couple of kids got killed and 1 or 2 more hurt, I said, oh Lord, don't let him be dead. And I came on home. I just put the pedal to the metal and come on home. Then I started thinking, because I was driving pretty fast. I was saying, you getting killed now because you've been going to see about your child. He may not be dead. So when I got near the school, because I lived not too far from the school, they said, Mrs. Garner said, Jeff is in the hospital, and he's in Forest City. We had a hospital in the neighborhood then, all black hospital, Forest City. So I went to the hospital. Lily came. I think she got a cab and came. I drove on up to the hospital, and they told her what was going on. But he was okay. I mean, he wasn't okay, but he wasn't dead. He was seriously injured. So we got a chance to see him. He stayed in the hospital a few days. And naturally, we did everything we could to try to console him and try to keep him as positive as we could. So everything went well. So he stayed in the hospital, and he was a pretty good student, so the teacher kind of kept him up with his work, had him a way to keep up with his homework, so he didn't lose no time, no grades. And then he became okay, and he stayed at Charles Lake till he had a advanced program at one of the schools up the street in Collinwood. So, as I said, it was bad times for blacks during that time. So they had to go to Margaret Speller's, which was right around the corner from Collinwood. And the white people didn't want no black folks up there, so it was a lot of problems with them getting to school and back safely. But he made it through.
What do you remember about Cynthia?
Oh, Cynthia, that's another story. It took a whole another chapter. Cynthia was very ambitious. She still is. And she thought she was catch me young. And she thinks now that she knows more than anybody. If she don't think that, she have people thinking that she think that. I try to correct that, make it a little sweeter than it was. Just plain old lemon and water, put a little sugar in it. So she's still my girl. She's my baby. And I'm with her through thick and thin. If 9 jump on her, I'll make it 10.
When you think about your wife, how would you describe her?
Oh, there's none better. None better. She's the belle of the ball. I mean, there's nothing that she wouldn't do for me. There's nothing I wouldn't do for her. After nearly 71 years, she does not hesitate to do things that makes me happy, and neither do I to her. Out of 71 years been married, she has never refused to cook and feed me, and I have never refused to eat because I thought she was going to do something to me. I've had friends that said that when their wife cook and call them to the dinner table, they'd make sure that the kids sit down and eat the same thing they eat because they wasn't sure how she felt about them. But I never had a thought like that. She's never refused to cook. I've never stayed out all night because I was angry with her. And I never refused to go to work because I was angry. Always brought my money home most of the time. Only one time I can remember I got carried away out there, following the group, and lost all my paycheck. I come home and told her, I lost all my money. She said, well, you work for it. And I felt so damn bad. Then I had to go out there and borrow some money from the guy that loaned money at the job. And I think I borrowed $50. It took me about a year to pay that back. Because if you got a paycheck and it takes $45 a week for you to live, you only have $5 left to pay with. And you got to pay interest on this money every week. If you don't pay it all back, you got to pay interest on it. So it must took me at least 6 months or so to pay that money back. And I decided then that I would never, ever let that happen again.
What 3 words would you say best describe who you tried to be in life, and how would you?
Well, I'd like to be remembered as one of the good guys. I'd like to be remembered as a good father, a good husband, and a good companion and friend to the family.
What have you learned about other people in life?
I learned that all people are not the same. Some good, some bad, some indifferent. You have to just take each one with a grain of salt and don't pass judgment too quick, because you could be wrong about a person. Well, you learn about them before you can speak on them.
What do you believe people want the most in life?
Happiness and success. Happiness first.
What were the 3 best decisions you've ever made? The 3 best decisions you've ever made?
Getting a job, getting a wife, and raising kids.
What are you most proud of in life?
All of the above.
Give us 2 of the most positive moments of your life.
Birth, marriage, and job raising.
What message would you like to share with your family?
That love normally begets love. If you show love, you can receive love and appreciate it. So if you love one another, you get love in return. There was a song once, I think it was by Nat King Cole. Said the name of it was Nature Boy. The song goes like, The greatest thing you'll ever learn, is just to love and be loved in return.
My last question, what are you most thankful
Life. I've had a good life. I can't complain about life. The cards that life dealt me, I played them, and I think I played them to the best of my ability. And as the gamblers say, if I never make another bet, the world owes me nothing, because I've had my part.
for? Anybody got any questions for that? No? Well, this is on behalf of future generations who may not get an opportunity to touch and be part of your life. So we want to get you on record so that you can speak to them. If you were going to say something to a kid that's somewhere down the line, what would you tell him or her?
Try to remember the things I've just said. Be the best that you can be at all times. Treat everybody fairly and love people even if they don't love you.
That's it. Thank you, sir.
You're more than welcome.